Okay, we're going to start a sequence with our legs wide apart, wider than our hips, and then inhale, reach your arms up, exhale, hinge and fold forward, placing the hands to the mat, placing a bend in your knees if you need to, just allowing for a moment upper body to relax, release anything through the spine, getting into the hamstrings too, and then you're just going to begin to transfer the weight, so bending one knee, then bending the other, going to the groin, the hips, the hamstrings, calves, releasing any tension, and then hold still in the middle. So releasing anything further, lengthening as you inhale and exhale, drop down further. You may grab your ankles if that feels good, otherwise keep the hands to the mat as you were. I'm going to transfer through that again, bending one knee and then the other. Lengthening out the hands forward and then pivoting the feet together, coming into a forward fold here. Place a really deep bend in your knees. This time they're allowing the stomach to completely lay over your thighs. You can interlace the fingers and place them behind the head like I am here, or you can hang like a ragdoll grabbing each elbow. Whatever feels comfortable, you're just allowing the force of gravity here to elongate the space between each vertebrae, lengthening out the spine, releasing any tension. Releasing everything out here. And then slowly keeping the bend in the knees, engage the abs, and vertebrae by vertebrae roll up through the spine, allowing the head to be the last thing to lift. And once you get there, take a roll through your shoulders just to release out anything further. And then we're going to come into a quad stretch here. So we're going to grab the ankle and draw it towards the seat, keeping the pelvis nice and neutral, allowing the groin, or the hip flexor, and the quad to really stretch out here. We're going to take at least 30 seconds here, allowing that stretch to happen. And then slowly step it back and come all the way down into a lunge with some control. Untuck the toes and come forward. We're just going to send some weight transfer here. So we're just going to move forward and then back again. Bending into that front leg, dropping into our hip flexor nice and easily, not too much force. And then slowly place the hands either side of that front foot and come into a low lunge. And then we're going to hold this for at least 30 seconds, 5 breaths. Ideally a minute, minute and a half, just to really open up that hip and quad. It can be really intense though, so notice if you're grabbing your shoulders or your jaw. Release all of that and just breathe. If you need to sway from side to side, to divert and ease a little out of that sensation, please do so. Otherwise, keep completely still, knowing what is right for your body in this moment. Breathing it all out. And then slowly shift your hips back towards the heel of that back foot and come onto the heel of the front foot as you really engage and lengthen out that hamstring and calf. You might want to scoot the heel of the front foot a little bit further forward just to make sure your hips are stacking over your back knee, and then round over. You want to make sure your both hip points are nice and neutral. So you want to feel as if that front leg that's extended is drawing back into the hip socket. And then slowly come out of that after you've taken 5 breaths. You may want to come up to a lunge for a second and then slowly drop down. Whatever feels good for you, but I would then want you to just drop into child's pose to even out the hip points. Take any sensation out of the lower spine, hamstrings and the hips. Allowing you also to just ground for a moment before we come up onto the other side. And take your time here just to get back up to a standing position. And then you're going to grab the other foot here and draw into the quadriceps. So drawing that foot in towards the seat. You're going to stretch here again for at least 30 seconds, ideally a minute, minute and a half. So really allowing the muscles to lengthen out, releasing any tension. Grounding down through that supporting leg. And so you release the foot. Come forward slowly with control down to the mat into your lunge. Untuck the toes of the back foot. And then you're going to slowly shift your weight forward and back. Breathing in and out. You'll feel the hip flexor catch, the quads lengthen. You'll get a sensation immediately here. Just eases it into before you place both hands either side of the front foot and coming into that lunge again. Again, you can stay still. Add any movement that feels okay for your body. Everybody is different, so what I'm doing here may feel horrible on you. Just be aware of what's right for your body right now, here in the moment. Breathing into that hip flex and that quad though, so you're really focusing on getting that length through the psoas, through the quad. And then you're going to slowly shift your weight back over that back leg, shoot the front foot forward, come onto the heel of that foot, flex with that foot, keeping it engaged, protecting the knee by putting maybe a micro bend in that knee if you need to. Then inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, roll forward. So this can be really intense. So you might want to bend your knee forward and then come back into it. Otherwise, if you're feeling okay, feeling great, you can hold it right there without doing that little transition I just did. And once you've done at least 30 seconds to a minute here, you're going to shift your body weight forward. So you're going to come forward onto the shin of that knee, and you're going to push your weight into that other foot. So you're getting into a calf stretch here around your Achilles. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds. It looks like you're kind of about to start for a race, like ready, set, go. But here, you're just going to not go anywhere. You're just holding it, breathing into that calf. Releasing any tension here. 30 seconds again, and then come onto those shins into a kneeling position. Interlace the hands behind the shoulders. Open up your chest as you end this sequence here, breathing. You can hold that pose for as long as you like. And then when you're ready, you can get up and get ready to go.